So in this video, we're going to talk about a very important company. I think this company can give multifold returns from here. It's already been multi-bagger for me. Again, I'm sharing here because there's a good opportunity. Do watch till the end because I'm going to share with you the key levels which I'm tracking. Again, and also discuss the business model for this company. Look at the technicals as we always do in this particular channel because that is our sacrosanct for entry and exit. And business model gives you conviction in terms of holding that stock for long. And we will also discuss some of the nuances of this particular company, why I think has its long way to go in terms of the growth wise in India specifically. And the stock is listed in India market. So let's get started. So coming back to the company which is there, before you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it, hit the notification bell and also like button so that you get notified with any useful content I keep coming up with regularly on this channel of Peaceful Weekend Investing. And so let's start with first the company which is in question is CDSL, Central Depository Services India Limited. Now, you would ask what this company does, and this is important for you to understand. The company is in the business of whenever you buy and sell in share, when you hold or you have a position of it, well, CDSL is one of the larger depository, and it's a duopoly business because we have NSDL, which is not listed. You got CDSL, which is listed, and they are the holding company for all your shares on your behalf. So when your broker open an account for CDSL or NSDL, you has an option, and as CDSL has the biggest market share gain in terms of the for the especially for the listed space and unlisted space. We have NSDL, which is has the biggest market share. So I have this presentation from the company which I've opened up, and I'll quickly run through it before I go to technicals because that is important to understand. And what I'm seeing there is going to help you understand how to analyze a business and hold it for long. And from the conviction point of view, technical gives you that ability. So I'll discuss at the end my key levels. So let's look at the company as a whole. So as you can see, the income levels are growing up. I will not go line by line because you can go through that. The links are already there. Just go into CDSL website, investor relationship here, and you can download investor presentation of the March end, and you will get the idea about it. What is important is operation income is there because it's asset light business, because they have invested in the system, and then it's a matter of operating lever comes in as in when the new listing happens and the trading happens. So that's the benefit and beauty of these platform companies. So you have to study these platform companies because they might have a bigger tailwind for long time to come. And India is a market, as you know, that the penetration in stock market is very limited, and the way things are going, I think this will only grow from here because market size and opportunity is huge for these companies like this. As long as there is a strong moat of duopoly, which we don't see. Again, never say never. We have to follow our full approach in terms of how we look at the business and keep tracking it. But as of now, there's no such danger as what we have seen for the IEX point of view specifically. So that is one good part of it at least. So we will keep track on it, and I'll keep coming up with regular videos on CDSL and keep track it as it is growing in the business. So operating income, EBITDA margin, earning per share has slightly gone down from 30 to 26. Again, the market was weak, so now it's a cyclical in a business because whenever the market is on boom, there are a lot of IPOs happens and a lot of trading happens and a lot of people jump in, retail investors. So obviously, because of all of that, their income grows as well. So there is a bit of a cyclicality involved in the business as such. So it's a cyclical nature, but it should not be too much of an cyclical nature as such because you are looking at a bigger opportunity here, right? So net profit as a whole has been 276 crores. I think it's in crores, so which is great. So it is nothing major to worry about it. As a whole, they have insurance repositories, so you can have insurance in depository form or electronic form, commodity, and they have wholly owned ventures as well. So this is what their big groups are, and it was founded in 1999 and with the single goal convenient, dependable, secure depository services. Now, I will not go through all the key leaders. I think you can go through that yourself. I just want to cover the main point. what is important for you to note is the BSC is holding is BSC has it they have 20% of the shares are held by BSC, which is if you are having a BSC share, Bombay Stock Exchange, then invariably you also have 20% of CDSL baked in. So keep that in mind. And what is interesting here to see is Standard Chartered Bank, and which is one of the biggest mutual fund, which I kind of highly regard, is PPFAS mutual fund has 4.67% of stake in this company, which is heartening as a whole because given such a renowned mutual fund investor is also there, I think that gives us a confidence to hold it for long term as well. Now, ICICI Prudential Life. So this is kind of the main shareholders which are there. Okay, and now coming to let's yeah, yeah, okay. So you can see the numbers are growing in terms of the key parameters you have to track every quarter is what's the remote custody number of issuers, because that's where they get most of the income, right? So you have to track that. These are the parameters you have to track. The sorry, just delete that. Yeah. So number of demat shares, number of issuers. So these are all key numbers you have to track. What are the listing? ISINs are the actual code which they have. So these are the listed companies. They all have international standard of ISIN. So you have to check. So this is only growing. This is also growing. Number of issuers are growing. Demat is also, it's kind of in a range of 37 to 40, but it is a growth. But I think there'll be a uh, as and when more and more participants come in, the growth will be growing up. So keep track on these numbers. Then they have different services with the offer for which they charge service fees, which is KYC, electronic e-margin pledge, and all those other services, which is what they charge for services for. Then they have a partnership with life and general insurance so that they can have the insurance policies in DMAT form, which is another one. And CWell is designed for specifically for KYC registration and KRA system, which is being used like for Aadhaar with eKYC services, eSign, and all of that is done through CVL, which I think also is going to be um, can be a, I would say, important segment, because that's something as a last mile they provide that connectivity, and for the digitization and especially for the payment banks, all of them would be looking for services. Again, they this is something we have to see what how they're growing this CVL business as well, and what all things are coming in. So it can be a dark horse or optionality here. And I don't know whether they in future they want to, review it. If the business becomes big, it could be another subsidiary altogether which can be listed. But something we have to keep track on. Now, in terms of financials, you can look at what is important for you to look at here is um, how are they making money. That is the aspect which we have to look at it, and this slide actually puts it very nicely for us. If you look at it, how are they making money? Is it transaction charges, annual issuance charges, other income, IPO, and then they have this investment income, dividend received, and from the CVL. So they get dividend from CVL as well, which is good. So they started getting money from there, and then these are the cost element: employee cost, technology cost, which is what the segment is. If you look at it, the biggest um, cost associated with it is other expenses and the employee cost. Otherwise, the technology, once they invest in, it should be scalable, so they can get operating level there as well. And this is a net profit from um, 58 crores, 89 crores, and as and when market goes up, listing happens to get more income as well. So that's what, and when the bull market comes in, obviously the CDS is indirect beneficiary, and you will see that happening, and we'll talk about that in the charts as well. So yeah, this is the consolidated. So always that was standalone. So you should always look at consolidated. But I wanted to talk about what are different income sources, how companies making money, and then you can do reverse engineering in terms of, okay, what can be the impact here, because if they are not making money, stock prices are the slaves of income, and you have to see from where it is coming, what is the bigger opportunity we have in play, and CDSL is the market leader here. Okay, so that's what it is. So let's move on to the um, itself for the company, and we'll look at the charts. But before that, as you know, this is the free account. I have paid account, but I just bring it for sake of it. So if you haven't created multiple playlist, and you don't know how to do that, I would urge you to search YouTube Shivendra Bhatia multiple playlist, and you'll get this particular video, which will tell you uh, OMG unlimited watch list in trading view. And this is where you can have a small hack which you can create multiple playlist on the free account. Just a small tip and trick for you to do that. Now let's look at the CDSL. Let's go there here, and I will open the chart, super chart, and I will make it. And what is important is to look at what is the float the company has. Okay, and I look at this very closely, because that's tell you the ownership of it. So market cap full, and so we have CDSL, this CDSL. So you can look at the CDSL details here at NSE website, and yeah. So what we have is these two numbers, right? So you can keep look at it, because this is where it tells you. So this is a total market cap, right? And this is a total market cap, and this is a free float, right? How much is available as per. So most of which is a free float available in the market. So that's the ownership it tells you. So you can look at this number as well. If there is a less of free float, that means ownership. The chances of stock moving up fast is very high. But that's something I wanted to share with you quickly. Now let's look at the chart pattern and what I'm seeing here, and I'll show you some interesting thing as well, which will probably blow your mind up completely. So let's go to CDSL. So what you see here is this is a weekly chart, right? And if you look at it, stock had huge bull run, and that's what we covered that earlier. So this stock went up almost 5 or 6x from its base. After six times, it is 6 times making money. It is now kind of going in sideways, I would say, because little bit of correction, it's okay. It's not a deep correction, 50% correction. And if you're part of Peaceful Weekend Invest community, we do this whole exercise. The stock can go down 50% from its high anytime. If you don't have that bellwether to handle that, it's hard for you to survive in stock market. So that's normal. And stock went, there was a complete stage two, if you know stage analysis, and we can cover that in some other video. Then it is kind of gone in sideways, and probably that is now what is interesting to see is kind of giving some kind of an movement upwards, which is you have to keep track on it, whether there's a change in trend which can go into a new trend, or it will go back again. That's something time will tell. But something, and there's no volumes as such, which is something um, I would expect. But what is important is, because if we are anticipating and if we are positive about there's a bull run coming, then CDSL can be direct beneficiary for that. And so you have to keep track of this stock regularly. And that's why I'm covering up here, right? And if you draw a Fibonacci here, right, um, and you will see here a very interesting thing. The stock didn't even go to the golden ratio of 0.67, right? If you look at it, what has happened? It was it's a if it was gone this 0.618, it would have been amazing, because and taken turn. But just before itself, in zero point 0.5 ratio it has turned. It is, don't ask me how that Fibonacci works, but Fibonacci works because that's how the most of the stocks are aligned. If you look at it, it really works in most of the patterns. So you have to draw and see what is the retracement level, and that's what Fibonacci tells you. Exactly here, it retraced, stayed there at this line of zero point 0.5 and went up. It didn't even come to golden ratio of 0.618. Just wanted to share with you. Now it is going towards 0.318, and last time it reversed from here. So time to check whether this time it's going to break it convincingly, or that is my first target to see whether it's going to break this high, and it's exactly at 0.318, 0.382. It reversed, and this time we want to see whether it's going to happen and it's going to make a new high, and that is what I wanted to share with you. So they keep track on this talk. If there could be a possibly a stage two can start again, no recommendation, I'm just sharing here for education purposes as well. So please do your own due diligence. I have position on this stock, I'm making this category clear, and that's why you have to take your own due diligence, because my views can be biased, but I'm very swift and very clear that exit should happen through stock from the charts, and I'm tracking these levels. But this stock is a long-term portfolio hold for me at this point in time, and I want to share this with you. Hope you enjoyed this particular video and you got some value out of it. If you have got that value, do share with your friends and family members so they all can benefit. And please hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to like the button. Till the next video, have a peaceful week in investing. Bye bye.